This is a compassionate body scan. So, settling yourself into a comfortable position for this practice. It's usually done lying down on your back, but really trusting the wisdom of your body and setting yourself up in a way that is a real kindness to your body. If you are lying on your back, it's usually done with legs uncrossed and outstretched, feet flopping gently apart from one another. But if perhaps you have some lower back difficulty, you might like to raise your knees, or having absolute freedom to experiment with whatever position would serve you well, taking care of your own body. And taking a few slightly deeper breaths now, just to fully arrive in this moment and in this body, really settling. Perhaps letting all else recede, just coming to here, to this moment. And you might like to place one or two hands, perhaps over your heart or on some other soothing place. Maybe the tummy, or just one hand touching the other. Just as a reminder that we're not only bringing awareness to our experience, but a real warm-hearted, affectionate awareness. And in this practice, we're going to be bringing a warm-hearted attention to different parts of our body, scanning around the body. So a real invitation here to incline our awareness towards the body with a great sense of great tenderness, appreciation even. And you may have judgments or even unpleasant associations with particular parts of the body. Or you might experience some real physical discomfort, and if so, you might wish to place a hand on that part of the body as a gesture of kindness. Perhaps imagining warmth and kindness flowing through your hand and into your body. So just noticing now the movements of the breath in the chest, the rise and fall. In breath and out breath. Just letting your body rest here lightly and experience the movements of breath coming and going in the chest and lower down too in the abdomen. And then we're going to track our attention all the way down the body. You might even like to imagine that you've got a torch and you're shining that torch beam of your attention all the way down from movements of the breath, all the way down the torso, past the hips, all the way down, both legs together, down to your feet. So shining that spotlight of attention on your own feet. So there's no need to move them, to do anything. Just dwelling with an awareness right on the bottoms of your feet, the soles of your feet, and your soles of your toes as well, the bottom there. Being aware of any sensations that are here, but also bringing a real warmth and tenderness to the soles of your feet. So often we're standing on them, we're walking. So perhaps just a moment to pause and give a little gratitude to the soles of our feet. Appreciating all they do for us. And then including the whole of the feet, the upper side as well. complex bone structure here. Even the ankles as well. Just taking in the whole of your feet and ankles in your mind's eye. Just noticing any sensations. Also a real acknowledgement of all the different movements, the different tasks our feet and ankles enable us to do, walking about. And you may find, maybe so for you, that feet or ankles have caused some problems at times, some physical discomfort. And if that's so for you, real opportunity to bring some kindness here, some compassion for any discomfort. You might even like to imagine any uncomfy places wrapped as though in a warm towel, bringing it some kindness. And then releasing an awareness of feet and ankles and shifting up the legs a little, lower legs and knees now. Similarly, bringing an awareness of sensations, but also an awareness of the function these parts of the body have in our lives. Shins, the calves, the knees, enabling us to walk around, to do other movements too, exercise maybe. Bringing a little gratitude. And if there's discomfort here, you may even say that to yourself in your mind's eye. There's a little discomfort here, but it's okay for now. Maybe if there's sometimes problems here, but just now there's no discomfort, really appreciating parts of your body that feel fine. Maybe the knees are sometimes troublesome, just now they're fine. So sending some kindness, appreciation. And then shifting further up the legs in the mind's eye to the whole of the upper leg, that area from knees up to hips. Long bones here and large muscles contained in the upper legs. Similarly, giving thanks, appreciation. Or soothing any discomfort in your mind's eye. And when you notice that your mind has wandered, as it surely will, it's just what minds do. Not making judgments about this, but just with a real friendly attitude. Saying to yourself, oh, that's what I've got caught up with, that's where my mind's gone, and just inviting it simply and kindly just back to the body, back to the upper legs. And then releasing these in your mind's eye, moving up further still to the hips, both hips together, and the whole of the pelvic area. Maybe even sensing into the organs contained inside this part of the body. Giving thanks and appreciation for this particular aspect of your body and all all it does on your behalf. Perhaps even including the area of the buttocks here, so often sitting on them, bearing our weight. And really knowing if any area of your body feels a little too difficult to stay with, it's really fine just to move gently to another part of the body for the time being, or just to rest your awareness in the breath coming and going. This is really about inclining towards your body with tenderness and kindness, and if that feels a little tricky in particular places, then really knowing it's a self-compassionate act to ease off a little. And so beginning to travel up the torso now, perhaps starting with the lower back. This can be an area we experience aches and pains at times. You might even like to imagine breathing in a sense of easing and soothing to your lower back. Maybe even inviting an inner smile, softening, easing your back, appreciating all it does on our behalf. And then moving around to the front of the body, the area of the abdomen, the tummy. Just noticing what sensations are here. Maybe there's a softness or something else. Maybe giving a moment's consideration to all your tummy does in terms of digesting your food, enabling you to take in the nourishment that's needed to sustain life, usually largely out of conscious awareness. Just a few moments of gratitude for this. And again, if the tummy is an area that gives some difficulty, either now or at times, maybe just saying words like, "Oh, may my tummy be at ease, may it be well." Bringing kindness and care in your internal tone of voice. Experimenting throughout the practice with soothing touch, so if you want to place your hand or hands on the tummy, really feeling free to do this and feeling free to feel the warmth, maybe kindness flowing through your hands and into your body. And then releasing awareness of the tummy and moving further up the front of the torso to the whole of the area of the rib cage, chest and breast area. It's noticing again the rhythmic rise and fall as the lungs fill and empty. A moment to pause with how this happens, how this life-giving breath quite naturally is drawn in by the body, released by the body. And knowing that the heart too is contained in this part of the body, beating away on our behalf, circulating that oxygenated blood all the way around the body. pausing to give thanks, to appreciate all the heart does on your behalf, and also knowing the heart's so often associated with feelings. So just another opportunity to really incline toward yourself with an open-hearted, loving attention. And then moving around to the back of the body once more, the upper back this time. Perhaps aware of contact between shoulder blades and the surface beneath you. Acknowledging all the back does. Sense of backbone perhaps enabling us to sit tall, stand tall. Holding the frame of the body up. And again bringing compassion, kindness for any trickiness you may experience in the back at times. Then on up to the shoulders. Favourite area for carrying tension and tightness. So just checking in and releasing any clenching that might be going on here. Bringing your own shoulders kindness, lightness, openness. Offering that inner smile of warmth and appreciation. And really noticing if this attitude is ever met with an argument, resistance. It can be difficult to appreciate our bodies. So if there's any resistance here, just acknowledging this, naming it perhaps. Knowing this too can be perfectly natural, and just giving yourself a little kindness in the knowledge that this is tricky just now. And now tracking our attention down the arms, so moving from shoulders to include the area of the upper arms, maybe the elbows, the lower arms. Just acknowledging all they do on our behalf, all the movements, perhaps all the lifting, carrying, gesturing, hugging, all the many things our arms do. And then moving down further still to the wrists and the hands. Hands including fingers and thumbs, and appreciating all the myriad movements that our wrists and hands enable us to undertake. All the different tasks we're able to execute. Amazing things our own hands are. And they too can produce discomfort and trickiness at times, and if this is so for you, just bringing a little soothing awareness, perhaps imagining your hands wrapped in a warm towel, easing and soothing any discomfort or inflammation you may experience here. And then tracking awareness all the way back, leaving the hands behind and tracking back up the arms, across the shoulders, arriving at the neck. Just aware of any sensations here in the front, sides, back of the neck. And also giving gratitude for all the neck does in carrying our head about. It's quite heavy, a human head. And then moving up to the head itself. Maybe even acknowledging the workings of the brain contained inside the head. What an amazing thing. The brain is a human mind. It enables us to understand so much, process, work out so much. Giving a moment's gratitude for your own intelligence, capabilities of your own mind. And knowing too that often our minds can give us a little trickiness as well, perhaps our tendency to get hooked into things, to react, follow well-worn patterns that may not always serve us well. So bringing a little compassion for this, tricky aspect of being a human being. And then coming to the face, your own face. Maybe bringing a smile to your face, or possibly even cupping it in your hands. Approaching it with a real tenderness, a real kindness. Maybe aware of how much our faces do in terms of helping us to interact with the world, so often known by our faces. And also all the different senses we have here, the eyes that enable us to see, ears to hear, the nose to smell, and the mouth to taste. Really appreciating all these different dimensions. So often we can take them for granted and they happen quite automatically. And just dwelling for a few moments with all these different senses, these different faculties we have. And it may be at times we experience difficulties with these too. Maybe our eyesight's not so good, or hearing can be tricky. Really bringing a little tenderness to this if it's so for you, a little compassion. It can be really tricky having a human body at times. And returning awareness once more to the breath. Perhaps sensing back into the rise and fall in the chest of breath coming and going. Maybe a sense now of just how the whole of the body is alive and breathing. So awareness of each part of the body we've just tracked our attention around, being alive, right here and now. Being a final nod of gratitude and appreciation to the whole of your body. All it does on your behalf. Bringing compassion for any trickiness the body also brings. Just accepting yourself, your body, and whatever you're experiencing right here and now. Holding yourself. A tender and warm embrace as we come to the close of this practice. when you're ready, perhaps just gently opening your eyes now.